Volkswagen Golf GTI. The Volkswagen Golf GTI is the hot hatch of choice for many drivers. Over 50 years since its creation, the Golf GTI breaks boundaries with its epic performance and usability. I actually made a video on buying one of these a few years ago, but back then I didn't even own a GTI. Now with 3 years of ownership experience under my belt, I'm going to fill you in on everything you need to look out for, what models to go for, and hopefully answer some questions you might have at the end. So let's get right into it. First, we must know what models of Mark 7 and Mark 7.5 are available. All GTIs came with the 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder known as the E888 engine. In the Mark 7, it started out as producing 220 brake horsepower and 258 pounds-feet of torque, doing 0 to 100 km per hour in 6.5 seconds. Then there was the Performance Pack, which increased the power of the Mark 7 to 230 brake horsepower. It added Golf R brakes and an electrical VAQ limited slip differential. The top of the range Mark 7 GTI was the Club Sport and Club Sport S, which were rare track-focused versions of the GTI. The regular Club Sport produced 261 brake horsepower, but there was an overboost feature which increased the power to 286 for a few seconds. And then there was the top of the range Club Sport S, which produced 306 brake horsepower respectively. The Mark 7.5 variant was similar, but it started out with 230 brake horsepower or 245 brake horsepower with the Performance Pack. The Performance Pack also gave the Mark 7.5 the same Golf R brakes, and the E-LSD was included also. The Club Sport version didn't return, but the Mark 7.5 received a TCR version, producing 291 brake horsepower. It featured some unique aero, and it was only available with the 7-speed DSG. In terms of gearboxes, a standard 6-speed manual with the classic golf ball shifter was available, or you also had the choice of the DSG dual clutch. This was a 6-speed on the Mark 7, but it upgraded to a 7-speed on the Mark 7.5. Across the Mark 7's lifespan, the GTI was offered as a 3-door or a 5-door. So, the running costs. While in Ireland, compared to other sports cars or other hot hatchbacks, the Golf GTI is very good. When launched, VW said that the Mark 7 and the 7.5 GTI could easily do 44 miles to the gallon or 6.4 litres per 100 kilometers. With 3 years of ownership behind me, I can now say that that was pure shite. Although achievable, real-world fuel consumption can be between 36 to 40 mpg or 7.8 to 7 litres per 100 kilometers. Again, pretty good. Annual motor tax for GTIs is also very impressive. VW managed to achieve excellent emissions, resulting in the Mark 7 receiving diesel matching road tax of €280 per year. However, the Mark 7.5s, oddly enough, were €400 per year. Since purchasing when I was 25, insurance has never been an issue, not even once. Prices for me have been between €600 to €800 per year. The Mark 7 GTI couldn't be more usable if you tried. It has 5 seats that grown-ups can actually fit into, a 380-litre boot, sporty yet comfortable suspension, and a well-refined cabin, allowing the GTI to be a perfect long-distance cruiser or an agile B-road car if you felt like it. The Mark 7 and Mark 7.5 GTIs are good cars, but they aren't perfect, and they especially are not bulletproof. The number one E888 Gen 3 issue is plastic housings warping and leaking coolant. Check under the intake manifold for white crust or low coolant levels. This reveals that the thermostat housing is leaking and failing. This has happened to me before. If your thermostat is fine, it's a good sign that the water pump is gone, which hasn't happened to me yet. Another weak and quite frankly stupid part is the oil pan. Some numpty thought that a plastic oil pan was fine. This factory composite plastic oil pan sits low and is prone to cracking on uneven back roads, speed bumps, tightening the sump plug, loosening the sump plug, looking at it funny, and God knows what else. The seal surrounding the pan can also fail, which means that a resealing is required, so it's not the worst. But if your oil pan is cooked, then do the right thing and upgrade to a steel oil pan for about €200 for some good peace of mind. My car doesn't have a sunroof, which appears to be a good thing because blocked drain tubes can cause damp carpets and headline staining. This is a VW-wide issue, so if your sunroofs are leaking, clean them drains. Speaking of leaks, an MQB platform-wide issue is behind the rear bumper of the GTI. Here you will find these plastic vents, with some seal around them, which over time, the seal begins to fail, so water enters your boot wheel well, creating a stylish water feature around your spare wheel. If you see thick condensation inside your car, then I have some bad news for you. The PCV valve can also cause issues. It can tear, causing a lumpy idle, whistling noises, or excess pressure, leading to the rear main seals leaking. These are known to be weak, but a Mark 8 PCV valve with a retrofit kit is a reliability upgrade that is recommended. Wheel bearings are also a common VW service item, and they've been like that for the last 20 years or so. My Mark 6 TGI had the same issue. Gearbox issues include weak OEM clutches for manuals, and the mechatronics can fail on the DSGs, so the gearbox services for the DSGs must be done at the right interval, or even less. This interval is only 40,000 kilometers. Now that all of the GTI kinks in the armour have been addressed, what should you look at for when you're looking to buy one? Obviously a reg check is needed, which is where this week's sponsor comes in, Carver. If you fancy a CarPod Go Mini or a T3 Pro, then click the link in the description below and use the discount code The Ferrari Guy at the checkout for $50 off your order. Support the channels that support the Ferrari Guy, and we can all work together to make this channel grow. But a reg check to see the car's past is definitely important. Look at the service book for major jobs. A water pump would be ideal. Look at the car's oil, tyres, and see if they're good ones. They improve the car's driving experience and it shows that the driver cared. And look underneath for any coolant leaks. If it's dry, then great. This gives you a chance to go through the service history again, especially for DSG cars, as replacing one of them, as I've mentioned, is very expensive. So you might as well just be based and get a manual. As for mods, the less the better, but it entirely depends on what they are. If you don't like the thought of a Stage 2 tuned GTI on stock clutch and Alibaba splitters, then walk away. But if the car underneath was either tastefully modified or quite simply just well looked after, then you should be in for a good car. And so that is everything you need to know before buying a Mark 7 or Mark 7.5 Golf GTI. These cars are genuinely amazing and I cannot recommend them enough. I have noticed that they are rising in popularity too, so there are plenty around and some potentially interested and even some interesting owners. Just do your due diligence and make sure you find the right car. And so what do you think? Do you like the GTI? If so, let me know down in the comments below, and if you don't, then shut up. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share and subscribe. And finally, thank you all so much for watching. See you all very soon.